Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Network management, network address translation part 2. We are going to discuss the NAT, dynamic NAT, in this lecture. Dynamic NAT unregistered IP address mean private IP address is translated to public IP address, and a public IP address is a pool of IP addresses. But if the IP address of a pool is not free, then the packet will be dropped. Suppose you have a local area network having two systems, two systems having two private IP addresses, and a pool you have two public IP addresses. If the third system, if you connect a third system want to connect to internet, so his packet will be dropped, because the first one has been assigned to the first system, the second will be assigned to a second, and third will be dropped in this scenario. NAT is used when the number of users who want to access the internet is fixed. If you have a fixed number of users who want to access to internet, then you are using dynamic NAT. It is not also used in organization because there are many users, a lot of users in it. Now, configuration of dynamic NAT need two sets of addresses on a Cisco router. Inside addresses that will be translated, which is the local IP addresses, in a pool of global addresses, which will be the public IP addresses, to translate from private IP to public IP using dynamic NAT. So to configure a dynamic NAT, you need 5 steps. The first step is to configure the inside of the router, the outside of the router. Then you need to configure ACL is access control list. Inside source addresses, you need to configure ACL, which consists of inside source addresses, and you need to configure a pool of global IP addresses, for which you are going to give the command ipnet full name, and the first IP address and the last IP address, and net mask will be subnet mask command, and then enable the dynamic NAT using ipnet inside source list ACL number, which you give to this ACL, the source addresses, and pool, and the full name will be this, the name of this pool. So we are going to see how is to configure a dynamic NAT. So I created a network. The IP address of this system is 10.0.0.2. this is 3, this is 4, and we need to give IP address to this gigabit 0010.0.0.1, and this will be 4.4.4.1, and this server having IP address of 4.4.4.10. subnet mask is 255, and default gateway is 4.4.4.1. this will be the default gateway, and this is the IP address of the system. I give every system 10.0.0.2 255, and .1 will be the default gateway. Now in a router you need to configure, like enable configuration terminal interface gigabit 00 is the interface of the inside of the NAT. So give it IP address like 10.0.0.1 and 255.0.0.0, and no shutdown, and this interface is the ipnet inside of the NAT. Exit from this interface gigabit 01. 0 and 1. This is the 0 1. This is the outside of the net. Give it IP address 4.4.4.1. Subnet mask is 255.0.0.0 and no shutdown, and IP net outside. This will be the outside of the net. Now we need to create the access list. Suppose access list, the list will number we are going number 1 is name of the access list, and permit 10.0.0.0. this is 10 network of 10, and subnet mask will be the opposite, 0.255.255.255. so this is the access list, the list of the IP address of your own local area network. Now you need to create a pool. IP NAT pool. The pool name will be my pool, and the pool is 4.4.4.1 and 4.4.4.1 to 4.4.4.5.5, and net mask is 255.0.0.0 and enter. So this is the list of IP address of your inside network, and this is the IP address of the global network. Now we need to configure IP dynamic net. So for that, IP net inside source list, the list number is 1. This is which we give a num, and the pool is my pool. This is my pool. It will convert from access list 1 to my pool, and hit enter. Now net has been configured, and we are going to check whether it is working or not. For that, click on the packet in progress failed for the first time. Now we are going to check whether it is working or not. The first one is successful, second one is successful, third one is successful. Now we are going to see the NAT table, dynamic NAT table. For that, exit, show IP NAT translation. So this is the IP NAT translations. One port is 7 and system number 4. Port is 7 and 10 is this system, and this is the port of the global IP address. This is the 1 2 3 3 3 we request. It is been mapped with 4 same system, 3 with different system, 3 2 and the 2, and 4.4.10.5 and so on. So it is being mapped with 1 2 and 3 from the pool of IP addresses. So it's been configured. We configure the dynamic net.